It's your boy King Smitty, and I'm just here today to talk about the S&P 500 and what I think the overall market's going to do, especially this upcoming week. And also, I want to talk a little bit about Tesla today and what I think is going to happen with it. But first, let me show my screen with you. And before we really get started, go ahead and like and subscribe. Show your boy some love. I'm doing my research, and I'm just trying to share with y'all what I got and what I think is going to happen. I'm not a professional. I'm no financial advisor. But let's get into this, right? I believe I'm sharing my screen now. And you can see the S&P 500 is at an all-time high right now at $4,697.54. Year to date so far, the S&P 500 is up 26.9% this year. Annually, the average return for the S&P 500 is anywhere between 10 to 11%. Average return for the stock market is roughly 8%. So the S&P 500 is really killing it this year. You can see right here, there was a little correction, you can say, in mid-September. Well, starting begin September all the way to like mid-October. And in mid-October, you can see the S&P 500 like shooting up. What's this? October 14th to now, you can see it shooting up tremendously. And since then, it's been running. But I feel like personally that we're about to see a pullback. It's not going to be a correction. I don't think it's going to be a market crash or anything like that. But I do feel like we might see a 3% pullback for the overall S&P 500 or the overall market. I can see this stock at least pulling back to roughly $4,556. That's about 3% from where it's at right now. If you look at it, you can see the volume there's no spikes anymore since really, September 20th. You can see the MACD from its peak when the market really started moving in October 18th, when it started going up. You can see it starting to slow down a little bit. It's not close to being on the negative side yet, but you do see it still going down lower, closer to zero. And also, as far as the RSI, it is clearly above this line right here, the 70 mark, which means that it is currently overbought. And when it's overbought like that, you're going to see it come back at least under 70, but I can see it dropping all the way back down to 50, roughly, maybe 45, before bouncing back up. I don't think it's going to go to the oversold category at all. But stocks don't go straight up. That's not how they're meant to do. You know what everybody says, what goes up must come down. And this is at an all-time high right now. So I could definitely see shorts jumping in, trying to short the S&P 500, just for it to come down a little bit and get out of it. It won't be a long time shorting thing. They'll be in, let it drop, and get out. So I can definitely see this falling down a little bit. And I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. Do you see this candle right here? That is what you call a doji. So where the price of the day started off at is where it ended off at as well. That's a reversal pattern. You see one right here a little bit. That looks like a little dragonfly doji almost, which is a little bullish in a sense, more bullish than neutral. But this one right here on November 5th, that is a clear doji. That's a reversal sign, which gives me my first clue that I think this market is going to come down on a little pullback. It's not going to drop. Like I said, it's not going to be a huge drop, no free fall, in my opinion. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor once again, but I do think it's going to be a 3% pullback. If it does pull back, you will be able to buy those stocks that I do feel like will bloom in the infrastructure bill that I talked about in my previous video. And I know my video back there was a little rough. It was kind of low, and here's some little ticking noise. So for those of you who didn't look at it, go back and check it out. I go into more details about those stocks. But those stocks were Vulcan Material Company, ticker symbol VMC, Nucor, ticker symbol NUE, Caterpillar, ticker symbol CAT, Crown Castle International, ticker symbol CCI, and ChargePoint. ticker symbol CHPT. If you go back to my last video, you'll see me talk about those in more detail and why I think those will be the runners in the next few years, especially with this infrastructure bill that's going to Biden's desk. But look at those. And you can see right here, let me see if I can get a trend line going. I'll go right here. Boom. No. I'm going to start right here. And you can see that on the day of November 5th, it got up to that line almost. It almost touched it before it came back down to close at where it started at. And so that could be the S&P 500 hitting its peak. And be like, okay, it's time to pull back a little bit. Let's cool off a little bit before the next run. So I can definitely see that going on. I don't think it's going to drop to the 50-day moving average or the 100-day moving average. I do think it'll pull back roughly around here, where the last red candles were. So I don't see too much. I don't see, like I said, no crash, no correction. Just a little, nice little pullback. The next stock I want to talk about is Tesla. Ticker symbol TSLA. Let me go to this one. And you can see this is a year to date. Is what I'm doing. And you can see Tesla in the last month, or the last 2 weeks really, has been flying. Ticker symbol, oh, I already said ticker symbol, but Tesla is up 55.58% in the last month. That's crazy. Currently sitting at, what is it, $1,222.09. If that S&P 500 has that 3% pullback, like I'm predicting, Tesla's going to get hit harder than 3%. It's going to be more than a 3% drop. One, because Tesla is a very volatile company. It's hugely volatile compared to a lot of these stocks. And it's the hot thing. And as well as you have Elon Musk. And let me read to you what he says. This is off of his Twitter. And he says, much is made lately of unrealized gains being a means of tax avoidance. So I propose selling 10% of my Tesla stock. And he put it up to his followers to vote. Should he sell it? Yes or no? And 58% of the people said yes, he should sell 10% of his Tesla stock. He said, I will abide by the results of this poll whichever way it goes. And note, I do not take cash salary or bonus from anywhere. I only have stock. That's the only way for me to get paid taxes personally is to sell my stock. And a lot of people say, oh, my boss, they only make $1 a year. All their money is in the stocks. Well, if they do that, you can pay taxes on $1, but how much was that really going to be? Right? They're making all these unrealized gains in these tax markets. It's like a tax shelter, I guess you can call it. It's a way to avoid taxes. That's what a lot of these rich people are doing. And so it looks like he's going to sell 10% of those stocks if he is true to his word. And that's a lot. Welcome to the rest of us. Welcome to the real world, Elon, where you can be paying taxes. As of February, Elon Musk held 227 million shares, according to SEC filings. And Tesla has a market cap, let me see if I can get that up there, of $1,227,300,000. This is his market cap. So he owns 227 million. So Elon is currently holding roughly around 22.4% of Tesla's stocks. He has them. And if he sells 10%, I did the math already, As of Friday's price, $1,222.09. If he sells that 10% of it, that's $27.8 billion. Woo! That's a lot of money. And he'll be paying taxes on that. And just him saying that I'm going to sell Tesla shares, we all know Elon is known to run his mouth. And that will probably make the market go down. It will probably make the stock drop. He's selling so much of it. That's literally, well, not 10% of the company overall, but that'd be a good 2%. Yeah, that'd be about a good 2% of the shares being sold at once. Well, I don't know if it's gonna be all at once or is he gonna chunk them up, but just that news alone will make some people get ready to short the stock. And as you see, it reached all-time highs and it has 2 red candles in a row. Even though it did have that earlier and it continued to go up, I think Tesla could do a pullback as well. And like I said, it'll be more than that 3%. Tesla could be dropping back down to the 1100s, maybe even the 1,000 mark. Not 1,000, but in that area. And if that happens, once again, that's a time for you to jump in. It's cooling down a little bit. I don't think it'll drop back down to the 895s and 900s. I'm hoping it doesn't. That'll be a big drop. And you know, looking at the RSI, it's crazy overbought. It almost touched 100 at one point. It's at 93.7, and you can see it's going down. So the stock is starting to cool off from that hot run up. But we'll see. You know, if it drops down, I definitely see it going back down like where it's been at 50. Recently, it seems to chill there when it's on these runs. So I can see it pulling back down to about 1,000, 1,050, 1,080. If he is true to his word and is going to sell that 10% that he owns, and if this market does do a pullback, I can see Tesla definitely having a little correction. Because look at this stock. It's going literally straight up. You can see the 50-day SMA is starting to shoot straight up compared to the 100-day SMA and a 200-day SMA. But you know, it's just my findings. I'm not your financial advisor. Get in on these stocks wherever you fit in. It's been nice talking with y'all. If you rock with me this far, go ahead and share my video on your social media platform. Let other people know that your boy's serious. I'm trying to bring this information out as best as I can. So appreciate y'all for rocking with me.